You think all gas is the same. Same pump, same octane, same price. That's exactly what the oil companies want you to believe. But here is the truth. Some stations sell fuel so weak, it slowly kills your engine from the inside out. I've seen it myself. Clogged injectors, carbon-caked valves, engines ruined before they even hit 20,000 miles. Today, I'm exposing 11 gas stations you should never use, and 5 that actually protect your engine. By the end, you'll know which pumps keep your car running clean, and which ones are silently destroying it. Arco often gets labeled cheap gas, but cheap doesn't mean dirty. Arco is actually a top-tier approved brand. That means every grade sold at licensed stations meets higher detergent standards than the federal minimum, the same standards co-created and recommended by major automakers to keep your engine clean. That puts Arco in the same detergent class as Chevron, Shell, and Mobil. Independent testing by AAA proved that gasoline meeting the top-tier standard keeps engines dramatically cleaner than fuel that only meets EPA requirements. In fact, top-tier gas caused far more deposits after just 4,000 miles of simulated driving. Translation: detergent levels matter more than the brand logo. So, should you avoid Arco? If the station is officially top-tier certified, check the pump or the station finder, there is no penalty in cleanliness. What does still matter is station maintenance. Clean filters, proper water control in tanks, and high customer turnover. Those factors vary by location, not by brand. Don't write off Arco because it's inexpensive. If it is top-tier licensed, the additive package meets the same higher standard automakers recommend for long-term engine health. Despite what you have heard online, Costco gasoline is top-tier in the United States, Canada, Puerto Rico, even in Japan under the Kirkland label. That means Costco's detergent formula meets the same automaker-endorsed standards. These fuels prevent deposit buildup in injectors, intake valves, and combustion chambers. A AAA study showed why this matters. Fuels that only meet the EPA minimum detergent level created far more buildup than top-tier fuels. Consumer Reports confirmed it. Top-tier gas helps your engine stay cleaner for years. With Costco, you get that higher detergent level at a discount. Their high-volume model helps keep costs down. Some people worry about variable quality, but that is mostly a myth. Costco does source base fuel regionally, but the detergent package and concentration still have to meet the top-tier specification. Follow smart fueling habits anywhere you go. Use busy stations with high turnover and avoid filling up right after a tanker truck has delivered fuel, since that can stir up sediment. Costco offers strong detergency and value, clean injectors without the premium price tag. Here is where a little caution helps. Many grocery store fuel brands like Safeway or Kroger are not listed as top-tier gasoline marketers on the official registry. That does not mean their gas is bad, but it does mean there is no published commitment to the higher detergent concentration that automakers recommend across all grades. If a station is not top-tier, you are most likely getting fuel that only meets the EPA minimum. AAA testing showed that non-top-tier gas leads to much heavier engine deposits compared to top-tier fuels. Compared with top-tier fuel under the same driving conditions, those deposits can dull throttle response, increase emissions, and cause injector fouling, especially in turbo and direct injection engines. Over time, that is real money lost to cleanings and repairs. So here is what to do. Look for the top-tier logo on the pump or canopy, or check the official station finder online. If your local grocery station is not listed, you can alternate fills with a nearby top-tier brand to keep detergent levels high. Some supermarket programs do partner with high detergency suppliers, but without official certification, you are relying on luck. Not all grocery fuel is the same. Verify before you pump, because the additive package, not the storefront name, is what truly protects your engine. Citgo is one of the most recognizable fuel brands across the US, but its gasoline quality can vary, especially when it comes to detergent additives and deposit control. The official list of certified top-tier brands does not include all Citgo stations, meaning some locations may only meet the minimum EPA detergent standards. That matters more than most drivers realize. Gasoline that only meets the EPA minimum is far less effective at keeping injectors, intake valves, and combustion chambers clean. Automotive engineers testing non-top-tier fuels have consistently found heavier carbon deposits after regular driving cycles, which translates into poorer performance, reduced efficiency, and higher long-term costs. Repair costs. If you regularly fill up at Citgo, especially with a modern turbocharged or direct injection engine, it is smart to alternate with a verified top-tier brand, or occasionally run a trusted fuel system cleaner. And always choose stations with high turnover and clean facilities. Busy, well-maintained sites are less likely to have contaminated fuel. Citgo is not automatically bad, but because not every station meets the higher detergent standard, there is more risk than with fully certified brands. Check for the top-tier logo before you pump. Murphy USA, the fuel brand often found near Walmart locations, is known for low prices and convenience. But there is a trade-off. Most Murphy USA stations only meet the basic EPA detergent standard, not the higher top-tier standard that major automakers recommend. That means the fuel works fine for short-term use, but does not clean as effectively over time. Independent studies and field reports show that non-top-tier fuels lead to faster carbon buildup on injectors and valves. Over months or years, that buildup can dull performance, increase fuel consumption, and eventually require expensive cleanings. If Murphy USA is your go-to station, take a few extra steps to protect your engine. Run a high-quality fuel system cleaner every 5,000 to 10,000 miles, and alternate fills with a certified top-tier brand whenever possible, especially if you drive a turbo or direct injection engine. GDI engine. Think of Murphy fuel as functional rather than premium. It will get you where you need to go, but you will need to stay proactive with maintenance. The 76 brand, part of the larger Phillips 66 network, is a familiar name nationwide, but not all stations are created equal. While some 76 locations have appeared on older top-tier lists, not everyone is currently certified or displays the official top-tier logo. That is because each retailer has to sign its own licensing agreement and commit to maintaining the higher detergent levels across every fuel grade they sell. Simply put, being a national brand does not guarantee every station follows the same standard. And when a location is not certified, you are likely getting fuel that meets only the minimum EPA requirement, enough to pass inspection, but not enough to prevent long-term buildup. Over time, that can mean more carbon deposits, reduced performance, and even misfires in newer or high-performance engines. If you fill up at 76 often, make it a habit to look for the top-tier logo on the canopy or pump. If it is missing, rotate in fills from a certified brand to balance out detergent levels in your system. Certified 76 fuel is great, but unlicensed stations are a gamble on engine cleanliness. Shell's V-Power line has a reputation for its powerful detergent package. But here is what many drivers miss. Not all Shell fuel grades are created equal. Some regular or mid-grade Shell fuels may not meet the same higher detergent level as V-Power unless the station clearly displays the top-tier logo. The difference is not about brand prestige. It is about chemical concentration. Mechanics often see faster buildup on injectors and intake valves in cars that run lower detergent fuel long-term, especially modern direct injection engines that are less forgiving of deposits. So before you assume all Shell fuel offers premium protection, check the pump. If the top-tier decal is not clearly visible, Or if you are unsure whether the regular grade meets the standard, play it safe. Alternate with a certified top-tier brand or occasionally use a fuel system cleaner. Shell is a strong brand overall. Just make sure the grade and station you use actually meet the higher additive standard your engine deserves. Watch out for Marathon. Marathon is a familiar name across much of the US, but its reputation for fuel quality is not as consistent as you might think. Several consumer fuel analyses and automotive forums have flagged Marathon as a brand whose detergent levels do not always meet the higher standards required by the top-tier program. Some of their stations are certified, but many are not. And that difference matters more than most drivers realize. Modern engines are precision machines. Direct injection and turbocharged systems rely on ultra-clean fuel to maintain proper combustion. When detergents are lacking, even microscopic deposits begin to form on injectors and valves. Over time, this buildup can lead to sluggish throttle response, reduced horsepower, lower fuel economy, and rough idling. It does not happen overnight, but after thousands of miles, the effect compounds. If Marathon is your local or most convenient station, it is not automatically a bad choice, but you should verify whether your specific station is top-tier certified before assuming you are getting premium protection. You can check the pump for the logo or use the official top-tier station finder online. If it is not listed, make it a habit to occasionally fill up with a certified brand. This will help flush deposits and rebalance the detergent concentration in your fuel system. Drivers who ignore these details often notice early warning signs like hesitant acceleration, stalling at idle, or a gradual drop in miles per gallon. Those are your car's way of saying the injectors or intake valves are beginning to foul. Marathon fuel is certainly usable, but because of its regional variability and limited transparency about additive content, it carries a higher long-term risk than fully certified top-tier brands. Hess and Speedway stations are practically everywhere, the kind of places you stop at without thinking twice. They are convenient and widespread, and usually priced competitively. But convenience can hide inconsistency. Fuel quality and detergent levels vary widely from one station to the next, especially if the location is not officially certified under the top-tier standard. Many drivers assume that if a brand is large and recognizable, its fuel must be the same quality nationwide. Unfortunately, that is not always true. Some Hess and Speedway stations meet the EPA bare minimum detergent requirement, while others meet the more demanding top-tier standard. The difference between those two can determine how clean your engine stays over tens of thousands of miles. Consumer reports and mechanic observations often point to more injector clogging and valve deposits among vehicles that rely exclusively on these brands. It is not because the fuel is unsafe, but because minimal detergent content allows carbon to build up more quickly in high-efficiency engines. If you frequently use Hess or Speedway, take a moment to inspect the pump or canopy. The top-tier decal is not decoration, it is the best indicator of fuel quality. If you do not see it, treat that station as non-certified. You can safely use the fuel in a pinch, but make sure to alternate with a verified top-tier brand or run a trusted fuel system cleaner every few thousand miles. Modern engines are far less forgiving than older ones, and consistency in fuel quality matters more than ever. Mixing in top-tier fuel from time to time keeps your system clean, your combustion even, and your performance where it should be. Hess and Speedway aren't bad options, just ones that require a little extra awareness from the driver. Independent or off-brand gas stations, the ones with names like Quick Mart, Fuel Express, or Gas & Go, are where fuel quality becomes unpredictable. These smaller operations often focus on price, not performance. Many aren't enrolled in the top-tier detergent gasoline program, which means their additive packages only meet the federal minimum required by law, and that minimum is low. Independent testing by organizations like AAA and various automotive labs has shown that non-top-tier fuel can lead to up to 20 times more intake valve deposits than certified fuel after just a few thousand miles of driving. That buildup doesn't just make your engine dirty. It affects efficiency, emissions, and long-term reliability. The reasons are simple. Small independent stations typically purchase the cheapest base gasoline available from local distributors. They may not refresh their underground tanks as often, allowing fuel to sit longer and collect water or sediment. Poor maintenance can also mean less precise dosing of additives, resulting in fuel that's chemically weaker than what your car needs. Newer engines with tight tolerances, especially those using direct injection, are particularly vulnerable to this kind of inconsistency. Drivers might notice subtle symptoms first: a rough idle, a sluggish climb in RPM, or a slight drop in fuel economy. Over time, that can escalate to more serious issues like clogged injectors or check engine lights triggered by misfires. Using off-brand stations once in a while will not destroy your engine, but relying on them every week is risky. If you must use one, pick a busy location where the tanks are likely to turn over frequently, and avoid filling up right after a delivery truck has refilled the underground tanks. Whenever possible, rotate in certified top-tier fuel to restore balance and keep your system clean. Truck stops and large travel centers are a staple of road trips: wide lots, good prices, and 24-hour access. But when it comes to gasoline quality, these locations can be hit or miss. Most of them focus on diesel turnover, not gasoline quality, because their main customers are long-haul trucks. That means the gasoline tanks may sit longer between refills, increasing the chance of moisture buildup, sediment accumulation, and additive degradation. While these facilities are convenient, the gasoline they sell often contains only the minimum detergent concentration required by federal law. That is enough to meet regulations, but not enough to keep a modern gasoline engine running at its cleanest. Engines designed for higher efficiency, especially turbocharged, high compression, or direct injection setups, depend heavily on detergent additives to prevent carbon buildup on intake valves and injectors. Without them, deposits can form quickly, affecting performance and fuel economy. If you're stopping at a travel center on a long trip, it's perfectly fine to fill up there when you need to, but make it the exception, not your routine. Always check for the top-tier logo near the pump. If it is not there, treat that fuel as a backup option rather than your regular choice. You will often get better results by refueling at a branded station nearby or planning your route to hit certified top-tier locations along the way. Think of truck stop gasoline as the emergency ration. It will get you home safely. But it is not the kind of fuel you want to feed your car day in and day out. Long-term reliability starts with consistent, detergent-rich fuel, and that is something most travel centers simply do not specialize in. If you found this useful, hit subscribe and keep your engine and your wallet running clean.